everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the phone that I've had for nearly 2 years now, which I'm upgrading because my phone company said I could. Since I pay for my phone monthly, so I get to upgrade every 2 years, or nearly 2 years in this case. So you obviously know which phone it is because it's going to say in the title anyway. Hello. I don't like it when you stare at me like that. Like, literally, I wish I had just gone and recorded in a different room now. Oh good, you're putting headphones on. Sorry about that, everybody. So, this phone, I should probably show you it. It's here. It's got a lot of notifications because I still haven't reset it, and it's sad that I've decided not to go on it for a day. So it's got 4GB of RAM, it's got 64GB of storage. Yes, I wrote all this down because I didn't think that I would remember it. And the Android version on it is version 9 Pi. Did you know that on version 10, it doesn't actually call it the name of a dessert like it has been for however long Android has been out there, which is really sad. And I'm not actually sure how much it is to buy it as of now, because apparently most phone providers aren't selling it anymore since Huawei have released more phones like the P30 and the P40. It's seen as like an old phone. I think it's 2 years old. It's from 2018, March 2018 it was released. So there you go. And also, I don't think you can get it from Huawei either, because I looked on their website and I found out that they're not selling it on there either. So I think if you want one, you're going to have to get a used one from like eBay or Amazon or Facebook Marketplace or something of the sort. But anyway, my overall conclusion from the 2 years that I've had this phone, well, my overall impression, I should say, about this phone, is that it's an amazing phone for something that's not exactly, for something that's not a high-end price. I mean, the way that Huawei do everything is, and all of the features this phone has, I feel like that's, like they put more effort into it than what you would expect from a phone of that price, and it's got more features and stuff on it. I already said that. And it's just, in general, a very quirky little phone to have. And actually, I just got a new phone, which is why I'm doing a review on this phone. But I think that the Huawei actually has more features than my new phone, which is a Samsung from 2019. So first I'm going to talk about things that I like about this phone. So the first thing is that it has an amazing battery life. Like, literally, I mean obviously now, because of what's going on in the world, I have been using my phone a lot more since I haven't really been going out, so I haven't had a lot to do, and, you know, the only way we can really talk to each other now, well, the only way we can talk to people that we don't live with now is on our phones, so I've been using it a lot more. So I've had to charge it every 1 to 2 days, which is kind of annoying because, well, as moving on to what I was about to say, is that when I was working and I was doing stuff and not using my phone too much, I could literally go about 3 to 4 days without actually having to charge my phone, which was really good. And when I wrote this list, I hadn't got the new phone yet, so I didn't know that this was a universal thing. But you actually have 3 battery modes. So there's one that's like, just use all the battery basically, and another one that's like, it limits your, like, all the background apps and everything, so they can't use up all your battery and your CPU, and makes your screen less bright. And there's another one that basically just puts your phone into simple mode, so you can only like call and text people and use an app, well, apps of your choice. But yeah, that was probably one of my favourite things about the phone. The fact that it just lasted so long without charging. Also that and all the features that it has, that's actually something I probably miss about that phone. I wanted to get another Huawei actually, but The problem with that is that I don't think you'll be able to get Google services on it for much longer because of everything that's going on with China and the US. And apparently, sorry, I was watching what was on the TV screen. And apparently, what?
You can edit this out, right? You know when you're looking at the camera,
Yeah.
you're looking at yourself in the screen with the lens.
Why?
Because if you look at the camera, the screen...
Well, it doesn't matter because I'm still looking in the direction of the camera. But as I was... Super annoying having you in here.
Put your tits out.
Well, this shirt won't come up. But as I was saying, I don't think you'll be able to get the Google services on it for much longer because of the trading issue between China and the US, so that's why I decided to go for a different brand this time. Another cool feature, I'm going to show you this one. So basically the fingerprint sensor on here, I'll take the case off actually, that would be an idea. The fingerprint sensor here, it's this little circle thing. You can use it to swipe down the notifications, which I think is cool. Obviously I've got a lot because I haven't reset the phone yet, and that's just all my notifications from my social media and stuff. I make it out like I'm really popular, I'm really not. And you can also, I've turned it off on this phone, but you can also have it so that you can answer phone calls with it. You can scroll through your photos, and you can also, I'm trying to think what else you can do with it. But you can answer phone calls, scroll through photos, and you can do other stuff. Let's see if I won't bother. But you can do a lot of things with just the fingerprint sensor, which is really cool. Another cool thing is that, say you want to take a screenshot, on most Android phones you just press the volume down button and the lock button. But on this phone, you can literally just swipe down with 3 fingers, like that. Please do it. And it takes a screenshot, look. There it is in the corner. And then if I go onto Gallery, Screenshots, there it is. I always thought that was really cool. Because sometimes it's kind of annoying having to press these 2 buttons here. Especially if you've say you've got something in your hand. It's kind of annoying sometimes. You can also hide the notch, which is this little thing here. So basically when this phone came out and other phones that were built in the same way, people were complaining about this little thing. They were saying it's getting in the way of things. So what you can do is you can go onto settings. Where would it be? Might be on display. There it is. If you go on display and then more display settings, and it says notch, and then right now it's on custom, which is just, you can see the whole screen basically, but you go on hide notch, and it makes the top of the screen black, and then obviously the time and the notifications are still there, but it just kind of looks more like it's not there basically, which is kind of cool. And another thing is that for all you people who like doing 2 things, who like multitasking basically, you can also split the screens. So if I can remember how to do it rightly, say you're on Gallery, and then you hold the little apps button, which is the square button on the screen, down, and it comes up with this, and then it comes up with apps here, and you can choose which one you would like to open up. So say I click YouTube, and there you go, I'm looking at both my Gallery and YouTube at the same time. Although the kind of annoying thing is that not all apps, especially the Huawei ones, which I don't really understand, don't support the split screen mode. So you can't do it all the time. What are you doing now?
You might have to blur when you're producing some of the photos.
Why? What's on my foot? What have you done? The only questionable thing is this. But let me get this out of the way. What I'm actually looking at here was basically, I was shopping on Amazon and I found this thing, and I was looking for jeans, and it's basically like these pants made out of made out of jeans basically, made out of denim, and it actually looks like some denim shorts, but it's just pants. And the girl on it is half naked in the photo, and then there's also more photos of girls' bums underneath, but that's the only questionable thing in my screenshots folder. So another thing I like about this phone is that you can customise it a lot. So the first way that you can customise this phone is if you go onto themes, it's another Huawei app. It's there, that's its little logo, and you pick something. I'm going to pick a free thing, because why would I want to pay for something just for a video? So say you really like astronauts, then you can download this theme. I was going to do that. And then it does it, and you click apply. Yeah, whatever, and then it does that. And then I think it's done it. Yeah, it's done it. And then it goes on to that mode, and it like changes all the icons as well, which is cool. And I think when you go onto the phone app to call somebody, it also puts all of your, like, the backgrounds for the thing, for like all of the numbers and stuff goes to stars, and then it's really cool. I wrote customization of menu screen, and I have no idea what I meant for that. I meant by that. What are you doing? And also, this is also a cool thing. So basically, if you're... What? I'll put you in the video. Your topless self. What?
I was drinking, and I pulled it away and this went up my nose.
Right, so another thing, if you're older basically, then you can change the size, or if you just don't have very good eyesight, I should say. I'm not saying that all older people have bad eyesight, but if you can't see the screen for whatever reason, then you can also change the text size. So you can go from that basically to this. So say I go onto my texts, then they look like this basically, which is cool. I'm saying that everything's cool. And also, say you're like about to go to bed and you don't want your phone screen to hurt your eyes, you can also go on to settings. I don't know why I just did that, I went back to the menu screen for some reason. This thing is really annoying. forgotten how to. There it is. I need to change the text size back because this is going to annoy me now. So you can go on to colour temperature. So this is how it is normally. It's like a sort of bluish white colour. So say you go on to colour temperature, then you can go on default, which is this, warm, which is this, so it's slightly more yellow, and cold, which is like sort of like a purpley blue white. But you can also change it to how you like, basically. So there's this little colour thing and you can just change it. So this is the one that says red. And there's green. It only changes slightly, it doesn't make your whole screen like red. And then you can go on eye comfort, and then if you enable it, then you can choose a time, and then it will go to like this colour, so it won't hurt your eyes as much. So when it was my phone, I had it so that at 10 o'clock it would be on this colour, and then at 6 o'clock it would just go back to its normal screen colour. And you can also change the colour that it goes to, so I've got it so that it's right this end of warmer, but you can put it to wherever you like. Another thing for people that aren't as tech savvy, you can also put it onto simple mode wherever that is on the settings. If I just type it in, it might come up. There we go. So this is the normal menu screen with obviously all the icons and stuff. And then say you put it onto simple mode, then basically it just makes it easier to navigate your phone. So instead of having everything that was there before, you've just got the time and the weather, and then you've got email, calendar settings, all of the Google apps, Chrome, gallery, but the phone cool thingamabob, messages, and your camera, and everything else is on a different screen. But it makes it so much easier for people that don't really understand technology very well. Now I've got to figure out how to get this off. I've been getting used to my other phone, so I've kind of forgotten how to get used to how to do this phone properly. That sounded wrong. I meant how to work this phone properly. And also, another pretty cool thing, which I thought was cool because most phones didn't do this when I got this phone. Like, as I said, Huawei kind of made it have the same features as a very high-end phone, even though it wasn't, which I liked. Stupid top. And you can also, from the menu screen, you can also go to this and it shows you like a news feed, which you can also access if you go on the Google app, then it will show you news stories. And there is actually a Google News app as well, which you can go on, but you can just see everything you want to see. Another thing, which is also pretty cool, is the barcode scanner, which you're going to be like, why the hell are you including that in the video? But you will see. So it's kind of hard to get to the barcode scanner on a Huawei P20 Lite. You kind of have to like scroll down, and then there's a little icon in the corner on the right of the search bar there, and you click that and it goes on to it. But what's cool about this is that instead of just scanning barcodes and those little, what do you call them, those QR codes, that's what they are. That's what it is, a QR code scanner, not a barcode scanner, but I wrote barcode scanner on my little list of things. So basically, say you're looking at a text in a foreign language and you're like, what the hell does that say? Then you can go onto this and you can go on to translate, and sorry about that, the camera turned off. I'm not sure why, but as I was saying, if you go onto the QR scanner, I kept calling it a barcode scanner, but it's not, it's a QR scanner, and you, don't do that. You go onto the translate button here, you can scroll along different things. So say you're, I don't know where you are, you're somewhere, and there's something written in a language you're not familiar with, and you can scan it and it'll tell you, I'm not sure with how much accuracy, but it'll tell you what it means. It's probably Google Translate, so I would say not very accurate, as I used to use it for my Spanish homework when I was in school, and let's just say that did not go down well with the teacher, and she always knew about it. You can also do calories, so if you're eating a meal and you want to know how many calories you're consuming in that meal, it will tell you. You can identify an object, and I'll show you this one because I can do this right now. But it's a shopping one, and basically, so you're looking at like somebody's computer or something, or you're looking at somebody's bag. It seems more realistic, and you think, I want one of those, and you can take a picture of it, and it will literally send you a link to where you can buy one. So, say I take a picture of my laptop that I've got in front of me. Then, yeah, so my laptop is a 14-inch HP Pavilion, and it's come up with a 15-inch HP Pavilion, which is very close, and it's the same, basically the same laptop. Pretty sure it's the same price as well. So it's really cool that you can do that. I'm literally calling everything really cool here. And I think that's it for all of the features on there. Also, and I know this is already on like all of the iPhones, my Samsung that I've just got has got this as well, but this was a new feature at the time. So you can also monitor your screen time, so if you go into settings and then it's digital balance, I'm not sure, it's that green one there. And then I don't normally care about that stuff, but you can go on here and it tells you like how much time you've been spending on stuff. So if I go on the last 7 days, oh my god, it tells me I've spent a lot of time on Instagram, a lot of time watching all four, because I've been watching a lot of Friday Night Dinner lately, because it's one of my favourite TV shows. An app called Whisper, wouldn't recommend it. A lot of arguing goes on there. YouTube, Reddit, Google Chrome, it goes on basically. And it tells you how much time you've been spending on it. And also, say you've got a child and you buy this phone for your child to take to school or to call you on when they go to play with their friends and stuff. You can also go on screen time management. And it gives you an option, so you can go on, this is my phone, or this is my kid's phone. So I've never actually done this, but I'll go on, this is my kid's phone, and see what happens. And it goes on daily screen time on here, and it lets you choose a time that the phone will, I think it shuts off. It says, set a daily screen time limit for your kid. This time limit can only be extended with your approval. Phone messaging and apps you add to always allowed are exempt from this usage limit. So this means, I guess, that once it gets to 2 o'clock in the morning, as it says in here, but I guess it depends on your preferences, but say you set their limit to 1 o'clock in the morning, that means that at 1 o'clock in the morning they can't go on their phone or your phone technically, without needing a PIN code from you, so they'd have to come and ask you if they wanted to use the phone. And also, you can choose which apps they're allowed to use. So you can say, yeah, you're allowed to watch YouTube or Netflix, but you're not allowed to go and message people at 1 in the morning. Another feature I liked is another one for all you people that aren't very tech savvy. I need to get off this somehow. I don't want screen management. Oh, you can also set another thing about the screen time thing that I said before, is that you can set your own bedtime too. Not sure why you would want to, but anyway, on to what I was going to say. Is for all you non-tech savvy people, is a tips app. So it tells you about all of the features of this phone, so that you don't have to struggle or ask your family members or friends to help you out. So, what am I going to go on? So let's go and get familiar, because it's going to tell you some basic information. Navigate with gestures. So it shows you this one there. So it's this gesture. So you say you go on the apps page, instead of just like clicking that and accidentally closing all of your apps, it tells you that you can close settings, or actually I don't want to close settings, you can close Google by just swiping up, which you probably already know, but you also might not. Or make work easy. Access phone files from your computer, it tells you how to do that. Oh, there's 7 of them. It tells you how to print from your phone, which I've tried and it actually doesn't work very well, sadly, but it might also be the printer I was using. Or it might just be a problem with all phones. It tells you about the calendar. Apparently you can scan business cards. I did not know that. Expand your professional network. You can associate your LinkedIn account. I never wrote about this on my description of things that I like about this phone, but you can actually have 2 accounts on one different app. So like, you can do this on Instagram anyway, but say Instagram didn't have a feature where you could have 2 accounts. You can, I can't remember how to do it. Oh yeah, it says that you go on settings, apps, and then app twin. But it means that you can choose between what you want to open. Like you can do it with Snapchat if you've got 2 Snapchat accounts as well. Because I don't think the actual Snapchat app has an option to do it, or WhatsApp, something like that, Facebook. That's a pretty cool feature. Personalise, telling me about the digital balance. Yeah, stuff I've already told you actually, it's telling me about here. Yeah, I'm going to get off this app now because you can just find out for yourself if you are intending on buying one of these phones. It has face recognition, which is something that a lot of like not high-end phones from that era didn't have. I never used the face recognition. I used it once, but I didn't like it. Not because it didn't work, it actually worked really well, but it was just annoying because it would be like every time you looked at the phone, it would be like, oh, let's unlock myself. And then one of my friends decided to put her face as a face recognition thing, and then I couldn't unlock my phone for ages, which wasn't very funny. Moving on to the next thing, we've got phone clone. So I'm not sure whether this only works with Huawei phones or whether it works with every phone. But you can also get data from your old Huawei phone onto this Huawei phone. And I think you can do it, so say you're going from this phone to a P30 or a P40, you can also do it with that phone as well. You might be able to do it with other brands as well, but I don't know about it because I've never tried it before. There it is, phone clone. It says yeah, so it goes. So it comes up with a screen saying this is the new phone and this is the old phone. So you can choose to send data over, which is cool. Another cool thing about the phone is that it can also clean its own storage, because obviously a lot of people get to the point where their storage is just full of junk. It's like computers as well, you get it. And it basically fills itself with like folders and folders of stuff that don't mean anything, and it cleans itself out for you, when normally you just have to do it manually. But so basically to do that you go on Optimizer. I've changed the appearance of all the apps from what they did look like when I was showing you the personalisation, so I can't show you what the app looks like because I've basically already ruined that for myself. So you go on clean up and it's scanning for items to clean up. 33 unused apps. Wow. Basically, it's got a load of apps like games that I've downloaded and then rarely played. Junk files. So I go on clean. I've got 1.58 gigabytes of junk files apparently, and it's going to clean it up for me. App data as well. WhatsApp cleaner. I'm not sure what that does, or whether it affects, whether it gets rid of all your. You can also block calls on here. So all of these numbers here are just people like people who have kept calling me. Like I kept getting one, and they call me in like 4 in the morning and be like, "Have you only just had an accident?" And I'd be like, "It's 4 in the morning. Leave me alone." I actually told one of those people to F off once. That was pretty fun. And the last thing on the list is all of the settings that you get with the camera. And I'm going to move on to this in a moment. The camera isn't the most brilliant thing, but it's still pretty good, I would say. But you can go on more here and you can choose a load of modes. So you've got Pro, Slow Motion, Night, Panorama, AR lens, light painting, HDR, time-lapse, moving picture, filter, stickers, documents, and that sort of thing. So it like optimizes it to what you're trying to take a photo of. I've done the night one before and it actually worked out pretty well. It kind of made, well, it wasn't nighttime when I was trying to take this picture. It was like evening, like getting dark kind of thing. But I took a photo and it actually made it look like the day, which I thought was cool. I've used a light painting one, just for fun purposes. What's AR lens? I did not know that. This is cool. You can actually get, apparently you can get filters like on Instagram. Oh my god, I never knew you could do this. See, I just took a picture of myself and now I look like a bunny. I didn't know you could do this the whole time I had this phone, and I've only just found out that. But I like that. I didn't know what AR lens was. And you can go on more, and then it goes on Pro mode, so you can set, if you see there, you've got the settings yourself, like the ISO and like the amount of light coming through and everything, and you can, and the black and white balance, and you can just change everything manually yourself, like on a real camera. Anyway, I think that's all I've got for things that I like. There's actually quite a lot there. Normally, when I think of my experience about things. I end up thinking of more bad things than good things, but I liked this phone. I thought it was a nice all-rounder phone to get. So I've got a lot of things I can say about it. But the things I don't like about the phone, I'm going to tell you now. So the first thing, moving on from what I was saying about the camera being good, is that also it kind of deteriorated over time, I thought. Like, when I first got it, I was like, oh yeah, what an amazing camera this phone has for a cheapish phone. It wasn't cheap at the time, it was about, if I bought it outright, it would have been about over 300 and less than 400. But it's cheaper than other phones that were being sold and phones that are being sold now. Like, I don't know how much the newest iPhone is. Do you know how much the iPhone 11 is? Hello? You've got headphones on. Do you know how much the iPhone 11 is?
Pro?
Yeah, just go like the most expensive one. What? I thought it was more than £1,000.
It's £999 for the iPhone 11 Pro with the lowest spec.
Highest spec.
1,500.
Okay, so apparently the highest spec iPhone 11 Pro is 1,500, so definitely a difference. I can't even remember what I was going to say. But basically I felt like the camera deteriorated over time. Like, towards the end of me having this phone, I try and take videos with it when I was outside somewhere where there was grass on the ground. And basically it would look really green. Like a sickly, horrible colour green. It wouldn't look how it looked in real life. The sky always looked too blue. Even like concrete looked like this weird pasty yellow colour. Like, the colours were just, they were too saturated. And I don't think that's the camera itself. I think this thing is going to run out of battery. I'm not sure what this means. What does that mean? How long do you think it's got left?
It's iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Wow.
1,499 pounds.
So going back to what I was saying earlier, apparently the iPhone 11 Pro or Max or whatever it is £1,499 exactly. Tom's just going to show you on his phone. But back to what I was saying about the camera, I just think that maybe it was something to do with the app being the actual camera app being updated way too much, and it not unlike maybe it wasn't right for the settings of the phone, and it made it just too. It says battery exhausted. What does that mean? I don't know what I was just talking about, because apparently I just tired out the battery. Because apparently this camera doesn't like me very much. But I think I was saying something about the camera of my phone. I think I already said this to you, but I think the app just updated and it wasn't right for the settings of the phone, and therefore videos and photos ended up being more saturated. And I will actually in the video, I will actually put like a blank screen or something with some of the photos. Another thing I didn't like about the phone was that it had an extremely sensitive screen. Like, literally, like I don't know. Say I had it like the screen on, and I put it like down here, and something rubbed against it, like this. This is my pyjama shirt. and my pyjama shirt rubs against it, and it's not doing it now, but I've known things that weren't even like, say, a warm temperature to move something on my screen. Or like, I used to have it, well, when I lived at home, we had a little cat, and basically he used to step on my phone all the time, and my phone thought that he was me. You can put him in the video. This is my hamster. He's called Little Buddy. He's well cute. So if you put him on that phone, they would think that it was me. Moving on to the next thing. Despite the screen being very sensitive, the fingerprint sensor doesn't always work. Now, my fingerprint is still registered because I haven't reset this phone yet, which I probably will since I'll be giving it to somebody else soon. But this is a fingerprint sensor, and it's actually done it now. It like vibrates when it's not, when it's not going to work. Hopefully it will work now. No! I think I have to give it a little wipe to make it work, but this is what I mean. Like, sometimes it's really good, and I thought it was really cool that it was on the back as well, because say you had your phone in your pocket, you could just pick it up and then you could do this. Oh, seriously? My fingerprint is still registered to it, so it should work. Yeah, it's not gonna work, which is sad, but often it wouldn't work if I was sweaty, like if I was at the gym and I was working out, but what are you doing? Here's his fingerprint on that phone, so he's going to try and do it.
I don't know how to put it in frame.
You have to put it up if you want it to be in the frame. It's in the frame now, leave it. It actually tended to work better for him.
On. But if I do that, it goes on the screen.
It actually tended to work better for him than it worked for me, which is stupid because it's my phone. But there's an example of it not always working out. It also wouldn't work out. What? Okay. But it also wouldn't work very well if I was at the gym, and I had to use my phone at the gym because either I was timing something or there's an app, and basically say you go on the treadmill for like however long you want to go on it for, you can scan like a little QR code that comes up on the screen, and it'll put like your heart rate and stuff.
When I put him back out of my hand, I put him back in there and shut it up, yeah? Right? I didn't put this and connect it back to the cage, so he crawled out of there onto the top of the cage, and he wasn't in there, so I didn't know where he was. So then, but he went down there.
Tom nearly lost our hamster. And now he's breaking the cage. But I'm gonna move on. Another thing, it's not really, a lot of these things are like really nitpicking, because I did generally have a really good experience with this phone, so I actually struggled to think of things I didn't like, but the actual Huawei apps themselves, I felt like they were very plain in the way they were presented. So I actually changed the messaging app because I didn't like it. I changed the default to the Google one, but let me just find it. I'm struggling to find things now because I've just changed all the icons on that themes app that I was just showing you. Oh my god, where is it? There it is. This is the original messaging. Ah, I can't show you unless I turn the themes off.
And you might show your messages.
What?
Cache your messages.
It doesn't matter because it doesn't have the contact on it. So I'm going to change the theme back to the original that came with the phone, which was the sapphire phone. The sapphire theme. What are you doing? Oh, there we go. It says I've restarted the phone. Oh, another thing I don't like about this phone is that sometimes it says you've restarted it when you haven't. Wrong messaging app again. But this is the original, it's just white. Say you go on your chat with somebody, so I'm trying to think of one where like I'm gonna find one where I actually said something back, so it's not just like, because normally I use like social media to message people, so the only people that actually text me are people like my mum and services like Twitter and stuff. Oh, I'll just show you this one. But yeah, it just looks like this, and it doesn't have like red receipts or anything like that. You can't really do much with it, and you can't have group chats either, so it's not great. I always used the email thing. It just was plain, basically. The only update was this little blue thing that shows whether you've read it or not. And clock, I guess, that was pretty plain. But I did like this. I liked that it had this little analog clock. And if you went on the stopwatch feature, then it had an actual analog clock as well. I quite liked that when I was at the gym, because then I could just watch the little timer going down. I also wrote down on here that apparently, well, this was sort of, I'm not sure whether there was a lawsuit about this, but basically they got accused of copying Apple. And it's not so much this phone. I mean, some of the apps look a little bit Apple-ish in terms of the fact that they're square, and before Android kind of did do like circle-ish ones. But my old phone, which was a Huawei P20 Lite, was very, like the whole interface was very similar to Apple, so I do think maybe they did copy Apple a little bit. And I think maybe Apple, I haven't actually looked this up, but basically they kind of came away from copying Apple and started doing their own thing after a little bit, so maybe there was a lawsuit or something. But yeah. And another thing, like I said, I'm kind of just nitpicking at this point, but I always found that this phone kind of had trouble connecting to the internet. Like, I'd be sat there getting frustrated because I couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi, and I'd be like, why is this Wi-Fi not working? And then everybody else in the house would be like, well, mine's fine. And everybody else's like devices were always connected to it, and then mine would be the only one not working. And also where I lived before, it would also happen, but then again the Wi-Fi where I lived before wasn't great, so it could have been something to do with that maybe. And I don't know if that's a genuine problem with these phones, because I haven't watched any other reviews. Although I did watch a video the other day of some guys submerging it in water for a minute, and it was fine, which, like the speakers and everything, which is very unusual for a phone that isn't supposed to be waterproof, but there you go. Another good thing about it. Another thing which I complained about quite often was there's a thing called magazine unlock wallpaper, and it's really irritating because I quite often just left it. Like, I didn't really understand what it meant, but now I think I know what it means. And basically, every time I go onto the lock screen, so I'm not sure. So he doesn't even have it now, but I think I had a picture of me and Tom, or just Tom, I can't remember, as my lock screen on this phone. And basically it would just change it for no reason. Like, I'd go on it and it would be like a picture of this, which is just a random picture that the phone has imported from somewhere. Also, which was also very annoying, because basically I think it was Huawei, but they'd just they'd upload photos or whatever, and my phone would just import them, and then I'd look at my gallery and it would be full of all these random scenic photos that I haven't taken. I mean, some of them were nice photos, don't get me wrong, but it's just something, like when you're trying to show your friends something, it's just not something you want to do, just scroll through loads of photos to have to find it. The speaker could be louder, I wrote. It is, like, the speaker on my new phone is it's a nice volume, but I always found that, like, say I was sitting in a noisy place, like where there were other things going on, then I would find that I had trouble hearing my phone even on a full volume. Like, say I was watching something, it'd be annoying because I'd have to do this to be able to hear what they were saying, which is not great because then you can't watch what you're trying to watch. But it's not like it's quiet or anything, I just found it hard to hear things when there were other things going on in the room or wherever I was sat, outside or whatever. Another irritating thing is that basically all Huawei phones come with this thing called cloud storage, but they have however many gigabytes of storage they have. It's all like online storage, it's quite cool. It lets you back all your stuff up just in case you break your phone or something. And then you get another Huawei phone. And then you decide you want all your data back. Or you accidentally reset the phone. I'm not sure how you do that by accident, but say that happened, and you can get all your data back. But it only had a certain amount of storage on it, whereas my phone had 64 gigabytes of storage on it. So basically I outran the cloud storage, even though I still had loads of room on my actual phone, and it would send me notifications every 5 minutes. So I think Huawei could maybe, or I don't know if it is a Huawei app or cloud storage, whoever owns that could maybe make it so that it had more online storage, basically. And we're coming on to the last thing on this list, which is another nitpicky thing, but basically the headphone jack, which is at the bottom here, wasn't the right fit for a lot of headphones. I'm not sure how that happened, but basically I had these Sony headphones, which were really good headphones, and I was kind of annoyed because one day I was listening to music and they just stopped working, and I was annoyed because I spent a lot of money on them. And then I plugged them into other people's phones and my laptop and other devices, and they worked. And I was like, what's going on? And then I figured out I had to sort of move it to the side for it to work. And then when I used like sort of headphones with like a wider plug-in thing, it would work. But I've never known anyone else have that problem. Obviously not everyone has this exact phone, but I haven't heard anyone have that problem with any other kind of phone before. I'm not sure, maybe it was the headphones, possibly, but I feel like every headphone should be able to fit in this headphone jack. It was just a stupid little thing, and it was annoying because the one time it did happen in public, I was sat on the bus, basically, and it decided it was gonna stop playing music through my headphones, but instead of stopping playing music in general, it just played it out loud, and a couple of old people on that bus gave me dirty looks. But that's it for today, so I think I did a conclusion at the beginning of the video of what I thought of it, but all I can say is that for a low price, it's a very good phone, and although I think it is 2 years old now, I still recommend buying it. Like, honestly, if my phone company hadn't said that I could upgrade, I'll probably still keep it and use it for a year or maybe 2 years longer. And I think you can buy it from eBay, but actually I don't really have much else to say about it, so I think I'm gonna end this video now. and I guess subscribe if you would like to see more. I have actually done an unboxing video for the phone that I just got. I probably won't be doing a review on it anytime soon, since I like to give it a little while to give the product a feel. But I will see you soon.